Hello and welcome to the Old Classic Car channel and another brochure review, and today it's for the Austin A40 Mk1 Countryman, and I'll also be having a quick look at this leaflet for Austin A40 Accessories as well. I'll just pop that to one side for now, but this is solely a slim flyer brochure for the Austin A40 Countryman in Mk1 format. Now the Mk1 A40 Farina was introduced in 1958 as the saloon with just a drop down small boot lid and a fixed rear window, and then in 1959 the Countryman version came along, which, to be honest, I mean, I've got a Mk1 saloon, but it should have been like this from the outset really, and we shall see the differences that this offered. Here we have a nice large picture of the Countryman version. Like I say, the saloon has a fixed piece across here and a drop down boot lid here and a fixed rear window, but for the Countryman it was all new pressings. You've got a lift up rear window and the tailgate drops down, a bit like a Range Rover, and this is how it should have been from day one, I believe. Funny enough, the Innocenti A40, because they built them under license over in Italy, had a one-piece hinging tailgate that sort of went up like a proper hatchback, and again that would have been even better possibly than this, but this is what we got here in the UK. An Austin of rural distinction, so you can see how they were pitching the car there. This exciting new dual-purpose vehicle is based on the extremely successful Austin A40 saloon, styled by Farina of Italy. It incorporates many of the refinements offered in the saloon version, and the same choice of colour schemes is available. Brilliant in performance, futuristic in appearance, it is inexpensive to buy and sets a fine new trend in motoring fashion. Of course, the A40, it was basically a reskinned version of the Austin A35, still with the hydraulic brakes to the front only and mechanical at the back. That would be updated on the Mark II, but for the Mk1 A40, which we're looking at here, the running gear was almost the same as the Austin A35 with its 948cc A-series engine driving the rear wheels. This is a fairly early example because it's got the domed number plate light. The slightly later Mk1, probably 1960ish, has a horizontal wider number plate light here, so that's one of the differentiators between the early Mk1s and the slightly later Mk1s. Not that they made them for very long anyway. I think in 1961 or 2 the Mark II came along anyway, so Mk1s were only produced for 3 and a bit, maybe 4 years. So let's see what it says about these Countryman features. The hinged tailboard and upper panel open horizontally to facilitate easy loading when the Countryman is required as a goods carrying vehicle. When the rear seat squab is in the raised position, there is still considerable luggage space behind, and the Countryman becomes a fully equipped four-seater saloon in every sense of the word. And it's strange that they never did a UK market van version, whereas the A35 you could buy a van version which was based on the estate body. The A40 Farina was only ever sold here as a two-door saloon, two-box, two-door saloon. A few people did panel in the rear windows and make them into quite a handy little van, and I think maybe 1 or 2 export markets had the option of buying a version with this panelled in. Hopefully someone can chime in the comment section and just let me know, remind me exactly what the deal was with the van version, which countries it was available in, but I've got a feeling 1 or 2 markets you could buy a van version, and I have seen one, but whether it was at a conversion I'm not quite sure. So that's over there. So we scroll over here, we have a picture of the interior, which is exactly the same as any other A40 Farina Mk1. They, as far as I'm aware, they always had a Farina grey dashboard, irrespective of the colour of the outside body. Again, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I've got a feeling that's the case. And regarding the dashboard, again, you can see the Austin A35 type speedometer and instrument binnacle there. All you need to know, containing one single instrument unit placed immediately in front of you. Again, it's not in the middle like on some cars, like the A35. Warning lights, speedometer and fuel gauge are easy to read through the two-spoke steering wheel, and the rest of the hand and pendant pedal controls are comfortably positioned within easy reach. The fascia top is trimmed in black vinyl treated fabric to reduce screen reflections, and an ashtray is centrally placed for the use of the front occupants. There is a closed glove compartment on the passenger side of the fascia, and a full-width parcel shelf runs beneath. Then we move to the rear. The spare wheel is housed beneath the hinged floor of the luggage compartment, which lifts up. This just all lifts up, which together with the back of the rear seat squab is completely covered with a rubber mat. The two front seats are both independently adjustable and tilt forward to provide easy access to the rear in either goods or passenger carrying condition. But the rear seat rest, the backrests were fixed. You couldn't sort of angle them at all. They were just a fixed backrest, but the whole seat tipped forwards. All doors, including the rear tailboard and upper panel, are sealed against the entry of dust and drought. And just while we're talking about doors and things, both side doors of the A40 Countryman can be locked from the interior and exterior, but the design is such that the doors cannot be slam locked from outside, thereby eliminating the embarrassing possibility of finding oneself locked outside with the door key still in the ignition switch. There we are. And bit more information about the seat and the interior trim. Visibility all round is excellent. There's no difficulty in manoeuvring the A40 Countryman, however restricted the space may be. Well, I took some of my driving lessons in the A40, and indeed I took my test in our Mk1, so I can vouch for that. And they were quite popular driving school cars because of their airy body design, nice large rear windows so you could see where you were reversing, unlike modern cars. And we fold over to the back page and we have the specification. Mechanically, the Austin A40 Countryman was the same as a saloon, 948cc engine. Like I say, there were no mechanical differences that I'm aware of between the saloon and the Countryman. I'm sure someone will correct me if need be. And it was a very practical, smart, up-to-date looking little car, and I think they sold quite well. I'll just have a quick closer look at some of these details here so you can have a read if you wish. This was produced by the Austin Motor Company Limited, the Export Corporation Limited of Longbridge, Birmingham in England. Printed in England as well. So that was that. That was the slim brochure for the Austin A40 Countryman, the Mk1 Farina. And we have here the Austin A40 Accessories leaflet. And in here it folds out and it presents all manner of tempting gems that were available from your local BMC garage. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of the new Farina line Austin A40. If you've bought your own house, then this is probably the second major investment of your life, and like your house is worth spending a little extra money on. Don't you agree? Then why not fit BMC approved accessories? We realise that you will have your own personal preference of the accessories you will need, and to help you in your choice, we list the 16 most suitable if you desire to further enhance the appearance, comfort and safety of your car. All you have to do is to indicate your requirement to your Austin distributor or dealer, and he will be happy to carry out your wishes. Remember, always ask for BMC approved accessories. This simple precaution is your safeguard that your car is fitted with quality products approved by engineers who developed and produced your car. And here we have a nice drawing of an A40 and a list of all the different accessories you could buy for it. And we've got things like a roof rack, visor above the screen, wing mirrors, an extra spot or driving lamp, seat covers, wheel trims, spray paint, and so on. Also a locking fuel cap, and all manner of tempting gems. Vanity mirror, for example, that would cost you the grand sum of 6 shillings and 0 pence. We've got an extra supplementary tool roll even, roof rack, paint pencil, touch-up, heater kit, radiator blind, fog lamp or driving lamp, wing mirror, exterior sun visor, fire extinguisher, ashtray with the Austin emblem on it. We have seat covers, wheel trims, paint spray, locking fuel cap, petrol cap, and a reversing lamp, none of which was standard fit on the A40. And this was produced by BMC Service Limited of Cowley as opposed to Longbridge, and that it's not dated, but again it would have to be 1958, 59, something like that. The early Mk1s have the flying A in the centre of the bonnet on the strip, whereas mine, which is 1960, just has the plain strip without the flying A. So this accessories leaflet probably dates to when the car first came out in 58. So that's 2 publications for the Austin A40 Mk1. the Countryman version in particular here, so I hope that was of interest. And again, it'd be nice to hear from anyone else that's got an A40 or remembers them back in the day perhaps. Comments are always welcome on these videos. If you've got any requests for cars, makes, models you would like to see brochures reviewed for, and then if I've got one to hand I will do that. So hope that was of interest. Thanks for watching. Please check out the rest of this channel, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.